In this exercise, we will create our own validator. We have already used the validators provided by Tapestry, for example required, regex. We can create our own validator. So in this exercise, we want to create a validator checking the validity of a date. So first, we have to implement the validator interface. So we have to put this implementation in the services package, future date validator. This validator will take one parameter which will indicate if our date has to be in the future or in the past. So first, we use the generic types provided by the JDK 1.5. So when we implement a validator, we have to give the right type of the tested value. So the first one, Boolean, is the type of the constraint. So the value indicating that the date is in the future or in the past will be a Boolean value. Then second one is the type of the tested value. So we test a date, so this type will be date. So okay. Then we have four methods. Get constraint type will return the type of the constraint, so Boolean. Get value type will return the type of the value of the tested value, so date. Get message key will return the key of the error message, so Tapestry will look after this message into one of our bundle. Validate will contain all our tests. So we have validate will contain some interesting parameter. Constant value will contain the parameter of our validator. Formatter which allows to throw the error message, and value will contain the tested value. So we can then test if our date is in the past or in the future, and throw the message by using a validation exception. Then we finally have to implement the render method, which allows us to add some JavaScript validation. So for doing that, we have to inject the render support service. This service allows us to add some validation for a form and execute some JavaScript methods. So there we just add a validation for the field, for our email field. The validation we want to add is called future. Then we give the error message to display, and finally the constraint value. And we just add our JavaScript link. And finally we have to add our new validator by implementing two methods in our IOC module class. First, we have to use the contribute field validator source method and using the configuration object. We just have to add to this object a new entry called future, the name of our validator, and create an instance of it. The second method we have to use is a contribute validation messages source, which allow us to specify a specific properties file for our error messages. So again, we just have to use the configuration object. You have to give to it the name of the validator, future, and the path to the properties file. Then we can use this validator in our form. So for example, in the booking date, we can use our new future validator and give to it the constraint value. So we can test it. If I write something, so the constraint value is true. So my date has to be in the future. So if I give no, I have the error message. If I give a date in the future, it's okay.